I did a video recently on how to hem a vambrace. And what I used there, because it was a 14th century, early 14th century vambrace, I did quite a flat hem. I just pulled it over and just turned the edge. But what I'm going to do, this is a bit of a different period, and it has, they tend to have smaller, more gentler, pronounced hems. Hopefully you'll be able to see this because I'm not using my usual camera. I'm using my phone strapped to a stick. So hopefully it'll all work. But what I'm going to do is take a quick look at how I achieved this. Hence very few cuts and me just talking through it all. So what I've done is I've marked about a 5mm line, about 4 to 5mm. There, you don't want it too big because this is they tend to be quite gentle when you see these originals in museums. So what I do is it starts off exactly the same process. Let's put my headphones on. Starts off exactly the same process. You just get that edge down to about 90 degrees. So we'll do that nice and quick. So I'm looking for, as I strike here, I'm trying to keep my line just forward of this so that I keep the size right. And as I'm going, I can see the hammer scale come away and I can tell where this is if I've drifted off. So that's all I'm doing. Just push it over first, nice and easy. Registering with my finger there on the anvil so it's not just scooching around everywhere. And just in the last bit that it bites on there. You can see there, hopefully, I'm just starting to drift off, but it doesn't matter because this is all going to be pushed around quite a bit yet. So just get it where it needs to be and smack it down. There you go. So just tidy that down now. So there we go. What I've created is we've got a line to about 90 degrees. You see it can stand up. What I need to do now is bring it beyond that 90. There's a couple of ways you can do it. You can start to just knock it back like this. Probably the easiest way. You can make a little tool. One moment. This is an off-cut of drill bit that I had, big road drill bit. You just shape that down, and what can happen is you can offer that up to there and bring it over. You don't really need tools for these ones, these are quite straightforward. Get it put down nicely on the anvil and walk your way along. Gently, just not on the flat of what you've created, but just slightly past that. So you start to pull it towards you a bit. Just take your time, lots of little hits. Don't do this in one big movement with a large hammer because you won't be able to do the next bit very easily. Always make sure the edges are pulled over a bit as well. They're a bit of a pig later if you don't. All the way along. Try and keep it nice and even. Be careful when you work in the very edges here at the end, you don't just keep going, because what you do is you'll turn the whole thing around. So you just want to be a little bit more on the end on those, at least I found out, and just give them a pull round. So you're just starting to bring it past itself. There we go. So it's starting to curve back, and if I keep going, what happens is I'll just flatten it down against there. So what we're going to do next is start to work it more sort of less like that and a bit more like that. And we're going to start to try and slowly bend that material so it's a bit like a capital P there. But I shall move my rig around and we'll get onto the anvil horn here. So everything's a bit back to front because of my camera setup, so I may look a bit cat-handed doing this, but what it is now is we're on the horn of the anvil, normally made from a bit of mild steel compared to the hard steel up top there, so it doesn't crack and fall off, or so I was told. Now, normally you just smash that over and you just get it to go from there flat like that. What we want it to do is to do a little bump, nice gentle piece there. So start and end, just start to take it over, but instead of hitting it flat, come on this top edge here. We're starting to teach it that we want a bit of a curve to it. You see here, look, I didn't bring that over evenly and it's resisting me now. So I've got to get that edge down. Again then, work your way back, just doing what we've done, teasing that over. When you get to these ends here, keep working that around like that, don't be tempted to drift off, because what will happen is you won't end up with a nice circular shape there, you get more of a sort of capital U. Again, last one. Working it over that edge. There we go, we've created a sort of a gutter, a little valley that rainwater could run along. What we're going to do now is we're going to start to bring that, so we're going from striking it there, we're going to start to bring that up and gently start to pull that in towards the parent material. Be careful not to just go and flatten it. I've seen some people do this by pushing in a bit of, say, 20 gauge steel into that, but you just learn how to do it. Small hits, take your time and you'll be alright. So we've started to pull that round now, so we've essentially got a U. What we want to do is now close the top of that U a bit. Maybe one more pass. Just bringing it over. Far enough in there, so we'll skip that bit. There we go. Now, lift it up again, get back on this top edge. You might occasionally put the hammer into this, don't worry. You can always fetch them out and just start to close it down on itself. It's almost like a triangular edge, to be honest. Nice spotted there, adjusted as well. What can tend to happen is you end up working like this and everything's not going onto the work square. This is all sort of 90 degrees, so keep it 90 and it will fetch in a lot easier. Keep pushing that edge down. There you go, and you can see now if I worked there I'd create a small triangle, but I don't want to. So just make sure that's all pushed down now. Gently. Don't squash it flat. And there, so you create one of these edges, slightly raised. I'll exaggerate. I'll do it with a pen. And here, so what we're doing is, rather than just going up and then just folding the edge back like that, what we've created ever so gently is one of those, and it just looks ever so slightly more elegant Gives the piece of work a bit of character, otherwise it wouldn't have, and just shows that it's a bit more in the mid 15th century than in the 14th. Well, hopefully this will have all worked out with my camera set up and there'll be something to see. If not, I guess you won't see it. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Shows another way of hemming vambraces in this case, with a nice little bump raised as opposed to just a flat, more 14th century one.